Narrated by Abdullah bin Ka'b bin Malik. Who was Ka'b's guide when he became blind? I heard Ka'b bin Malik narrating the story of his staying behind when Allah's messenger set out for the Battle of Tabuk. Ka'b said, I never remained behind Allah's messenger in any battle that he fought except the Battle of Tabuk. However, I failed to join the Battle of Badr, but the Prophet did not admonish anyone who had failed to join him, because it was Allah's messenger and the Muslims who went out looking for the caravan of the Quraysh, but Allah made them confront their enemies without any previous intention. Ka'b further said, I witnessed the night of Al-Aqaba pledge with Allah's messenger, when we made a covenant to follow Islam, and I would not exchange it for the Battle of Badr, although the Battle of Badr is more popular among the people than it, i.e., Al-Aqaba pledge. As for my news in this Battle of Tabuk, I had never been stronger or wealthier than I was when I remained behind the Prophet in that battle. By Allah, I had never before had 2 she-camels as I had during the time of this battle. Whenever Allah's messenger decided to go on a ghazwa, he used to hide his intention by apparently referring to different ghazwa till it was the time of that ghazwa of Tabuk, which Allah's messenger fought in severe heat, facing a long journey, desert, and the great number of enemy. So the Prophet announced to the Muslims clearly their destination, so that they might get prepared for their battle. So the Muslims who accompanied the Prophet at that time were large in number, and there was no proper record or register of them. Ka'b added, any man who intended to be absent would think that the matter would remain hidden unless Allah revealed it through divine revelation. So Allah's messenger fought that battle at the time when the fruits had ripened and the shade looked pleasant. Allah's messenger and his companions prepared for the battle, and I started to go out in order to get myself ready along with them. But I returned having done nothing. I said to myself, I can do that. So I kept on delaying it every now and then till the people were about to depart, and Allah's messenger and the Muslims along with him had started to march. So I intended to get ready, but again I returned having done nothing. Then again I returned having done nothing. I kept on doing so until they departed. Then I decided to go and catch them, but alas, I could not do that. Ka'b further said, after the departure of Allah's messenger, whenever I went out and walked amongst the people left behind, it grieved me that I could see none around me but one accused of hypocrisy, or one of those weak men whom Allah had excused. Allah's messenger did not remember me till he reached Tabuk. So while he was sitting amongst the people in Tabuk, he said, what did Ka'b do? A man from Banu Salama said, O Allah's messenger, he has been stopped by his 2 borders garments, and is looking at his own flanks with pride. Then Mud bin Jabal said, what a bad thing you have said. By Allah, O Allah's messenger, we know nothing about him but good. Allah's messenger kept silent. Ka'b bin Malik added, when I heard that the Prophet was on his way back to Medina, I got deeply worried, and began to think of false excuses, saying to myself, how can I escape from his anger tomorrow? I took the advice of wise members of my family in this matter. When it was said that Allah's messenger had nearly approached Medina, all the false excuses vanished from my mind, and I knew well that I could never come out of this problem by forging a false statement. So I decided firmly to speak the truth. Allah's messenger arrived in the morning, and whenever he returned from a journey, he used to visit the mosque first of all and offer a 2 prayer therein, and then sit for the people. When he had done all that, those who had failed to join the battle began to put forward their excuses and take oaths before him. They were something over 80 men. Allah's messenger accepted the excuses they had expressed, took their pledge of allegiance, asked for Allah's forgiveness for them, and left the secrets of their hearts for Allah to judge. Then I came to him, and when I greeted him, he smiled a smile of an angry person and then said, come on. So I came walking till I sat before him. He said to me, what kept you back? Had you not purchased an animal for carrying you? I answered, yes, O Allah's messenger. But by Allah, if I were sitting with anyone else from among the dwellers of this world, I would have avoided his anger with an excuse. By Allah, I have been bestowed with the power of speaking fluently and eloquently. But by Allah, I knew well that if today I tell you a lie to seek your favor, Allah would surely make you angry with me in the near future. But if I tell you the truth, though you will get angry because of it, I hope for Allah's forgiveness. By Allah, there was no excuse for me. By Allah, I had never been stronger or wealthier than I was when I remained behind you. Then Allah's messenger said, as for this man, he has told the truth. So get up till Allah decides your case. I got up, and many men of Banu Salama followed me and said to me, by Allah, we never witnessed you doing any sin before this. Surely, you failed to offer an excuse to Allah's messenger. To Allah to forgive you would have been sufficient for your sin. By Allah, they continued blaming me so much that I intended to return and accuse myself of having told a lie. But I said to them, "Is there anybody else who has met the same fate as I have?" They replied, "Yes, there are 2 men who have said the same thing as you have said, and to both of them was given the same order as given to you." I said, "Who are they?" They replied, "Murara bin Arabi, Al-Amri and Hilal bin Umayyah, Al-Waqifi." By that they mentioned to me 2 pious men who had attended the Battle of Badr, and in whom there was an example for me, so I did the same as they did. Allah's Messenger forbade all the Muslims from talking to us, the 3 persons out of all those who had remained behind in that battle, so we kept away from the people, and they changed their attitude towards us till the very land where I lived appeared strange to me as if I did not know it. We remained in that condition for 50 nights. As for my 2 fellows, they remained in their houses, weeping, but I was the youngest and the strongest of them, so I used to go out and attend the prayers along with the Muslims and roam about in the markets, but none would talk to me. I came to Allah's Messenger, and greeted him while he was sitting in his gathering after the prayer, and I would wonder whether the Prophet had moved his lips to return my greetings or not. Then I would offer my prayer near to him and look at him stealthily. When I was busy with my prayer, he would turn his face towards me, but when I turned my face to him, he would turn his face away from me. When this harsh attitude of the people lasted long, I walked till I climbed the wall of the garden of Abu Qatada, who was my cousin and the dearest person to me, and I greeted him. By Allah, he did not return my greetings. I said, "O Abu Qatada, I beseech you by Allah, do you know that I love Allah and his messenger?" He kept quiet. I asked him again, beseeching him by Allah, but he remained silent. Then I asked him again in the name of Allah. He said, "Allah and his messenger know it better." Thereupon my eyes flowed with tears, and I returned and jumped over the wall. While I was walking in the market of Medina, suddenly I saw a Nabatean from the Nabateans of Sham, who came to sell his grains in Medina, saying, "Who will lead me to Ka'b ibn Malik?" The people began to point me out for him till he came to me and handed me a letter from the king of Ghassan in which the following was written: "To proceed, I have been informed that your friend the Prophet has treated you harshly. Anyhow, Allah does not let you live in a place where you feel inferior and your right is lost. So join us, and we will console you." When I read it, I said to myself, "This is also a sort of